Harden are all nearly averaging triple-doubles. Westbrook, LeBron, Harden, so far this season, I'm sorry about that. So far this season, Westbrook leads the league with 3, and they're the only 3 players with triple-doubles this season. We're joined by NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Chris, welcome.
Thank you.
Who has the best chance of averaging a triple-double?
First of all, I don't think any of them will average a triple-double, but if I had to pick one, I would say Westbrook. And I'll say Harden will not get there. I think Harden's got a great chance to lead the league in scoring and assists. I don't think he'll get the rebounds. He's averaging 7.9.
Right.
In his first 7 seasons, he only averaged more than 5 once.
Yeah.
Last year, averaged 6. So he's not doubling his career average.
Yeah.
Okay, he's out. LeBron at about 23 points, 9 assists,
9 rebounds.
almost 9 rebounds. We talked about it last week. The rebounds, Kevin Love is at 10. Tristan Thompson is at over 9. They're too good of rebounders on his team for him to get 10 a game.
Right.
If he set out to average a triple-double and just that was his goal, I think he could do it.
Right.
But it would literally ruin their team for him to go out and try to grab more than 10 rebounds a game, because you would literally be taking rebounds from Love and Tristan. Even the assist, I think LeBron will be at 8 or 9 for the season. I don't think he handles it enough. As much as he handles it, he's a point forward, not a point guard. I don't think he has it enough, certainly not like Harden and Westbrook, to average 10. Westbrook, Steven Adams is at 8 rebounds a game. Enes Kanter only plays 19 minutes a game. He gets you 7. So there's no great rebounder in front of Westbrook he can get all the rebounds he wants, and they need him to do everything. So I think he's got a shot. The last 3 games, he's actually averaged a triple-double, like 32 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. So I go with Westbrook.
I co-sign everything you said. I think LeBron won't, for the simple fact, although he does handle the ball 80% of the time, Kyrie handles it the other 20. Yep. So Kyrie will get some of the assists that LeBron would get if he dominated the ball the entirety of the time.
Like those two.
Yes,
really.
And I agree. And for that reason, I'm going Westbrook also, because the only great rebounder is Steven Adams. The other guys, Sabonis, he's a young guy. He doesn't play enough minutes. Kanter doesn't play enough minutes. You need to play, to average double-digit rebounds, you probably need to average around 25, 30 minutes a game.
Yeah,
to get those amount of rebounds. And James Harden, I believe James Harden, what he's doing, he makes it look easier than what Russell Westbrook does.
Yes,
he makes getting 30 points and 12 rebounds. You look up, you like, the dude got 23 points and 10 rebounds in the first quarter. You're like, how did that happen?
He's very smooth.
Rebounds or assists?
Assists.
Assists.
I'm saying, but he makes getting a double-double as easy as I've ever seen it.
I think he's the MVP right now. It's early out.
He makes scoring those points and assists easier than Magic Johnson. And Magic Johnson, I think, is the greatest assist man.
James has the ball in his hands like 90% of the time.
They didn't do that back then as much.
Magic was getting easy because he dumped it down to Kareem, and Kareem throw the sky hook, or he hit Worthy on the fast break in the Statue of Liberty dunk. But I agree. I don't think any of these guys, because night in and night out, to be able to exert, because you got to exert a lot of energy, because a lot of those rebounds are loose balls.
Yeah.
So that means you're going to have to go extra hard to get that, and then at some point that will catch up with you. So I don't think any of them would do it. But if you hold my feet to the fire and said you got to pick one, I'll take Russell.
I predicted before the year started Russell would average a triple-double, and I'm going to stick with it because I've never seen anything like him. Energy-wise, I'm not sure his body can take the beating that it takes every night. He got 15 rebounds last night. I know they got blown out, but he got 15 rebounds, and a lot of them are sort of loose balls or just like 50-50 balls.
Right.
And he will just out-jump and out-scrap people who are bigger than him for these rebounds because he just wants the ball worse than the other guy does. And yet, you made the point last on the show. How can he average 10-plus rebounds a game? Because he's, what do we give him, 6'3"? Yeah, like it's impossible, but he keeps doing it. And what's disappointed me so far is Steven Adams, and maybe you can explain this to me. I watch him a lot. I watched him last night. They got smoked in Detroit. It was an odd team. Remember, Oklahoma City was back-to-back. Yeah. They were playing back-to-back on the road. But there was no Drummond and no Reggie Jackson, obviously, in Detroit. So it was a bad loss for Oklahoma City, and I didn't like that. They have some big wins because they won at the Clip. They're the only team now that have beaten the Clippers, right, so far?
Yep.
Okay, so Something's wrong with Steven Adams to me. I can't figure out because his shooting percentage has dropped 10 points from last year. He's making 10% fewer of his shots, and it's hurting Russell's assists because what Russell got going with down the stretch last year was, I'm going to attack, I'm going to bring 2 to me, and I'm just going to leave it on the floor for Cantor or Adams just to basically dunk it or
lay it in.
yeah. And for some reason, Steven Adams isn't cashing enough of Russell's assists. And so Russell's stuck on 9 assists when I thought they'd be like 12 or 13 a game, which he was more capable of last year. And I don't know what's wrong with Steven Adams.
He had this guy, Kevin Durant, there, too.
Yeah.
He did. No, that
Giving him
helped.
3 or 4 or 5 easy assists. I just think for Adams, it's, now more is expected. I mean, and not only was Westbrook creating shots for him last year, but so was Durant. And the attention that was
But didn't you think in
to
the
Durant.
playoffs, Steven Adams arrived to like?
He did arrive, but he is what he is. Like when you start, it's like Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin's a nice little player, but when you start thinking he's at this level, that's when you get disappointed. Adams is really good, but he's not like an elite level. I don't believe he's an elite level center. I think he's showing that. I wanted to say this about the triple-double because Oscar Robertson, as we all know, the only player to ever do it, 1961-62. It's interesting. If you take his first 5 seasons as one season, as 384 games, he averaged a triple-double. Because there were years we had like 9.9 assists, and then he'd have 11 assists another year. So overall, it averages a triple-double for 5 years. But this is why no player, I don't believe, will average a triple-double anytime soon. When Oscar averaged a triple-double, teams averaged 108 shots a game. Now they average 85. So that's 23 more shots for each. That's 46 more shots per game. And then they shot a lower percentage, 42% versus 45% now. So there were actually teams averaged 71 rebounds back then in 1960.
Why was that?
Because they shot so much and missed so
So it was
much.
just pure run and gun.
Yeah, it was pure up and down. So they averaged 71 rebounds per team. This year, they averaged 44. So that's 54 more rebounds available per game.
Yeah.
I mean, Robinson, the year he averaged triple-double, he was a 3rd leading rebounder on his team.
Yeah.
So these guys are actually getting a higher percentage of their rebounds, their teams
So
and
the
the game.
degree of difficulty now
is
is
much
much
harder.
harder.
Yeah,
than
much
it was
harder.
Because I look at Oscar's numbers, or I look at Wilt's numbers, and I say,
Will averaged 26 rebounds that year.
Yeah, and he didn't win the MVP. Bill Russell won it.
Yeah.
That was the same year. Wilt went 50-25.
Yeah.
Oscar had a triple-double, and Bill Russell won the MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this. I do think LeBron's degree of difficulty is lower. Like he's just so much bigger than
Than the
Russell.
other two.
Yeah.
I
Like
agree.
and he's in such superb shape, and he is very durable. God bless him. And if he really put his mind to it, he doesn't need it, but I think he's capable of doing this. But it would be at the expense of, I don't know, Kevin Love's rebounds or whatever, or Kyrie's assists.
It would mess up chemistry, too.
Maybe a little bit.
Don't you think?
But he's close now. I mean, he just sort of,
He's
he's
never
just
been
rolling out of
able to-
bed, and he's real close, right?
It's interesting he's never gotten over that hump of double-figure rebounds or points. He's always been
Or
around
assists,
8
you mean.
and 7. Yeah, or assists.
I think if J.R. Smith needs, because he's feeding J.R. on a lot of threes and J.R. hasn't found his rhythm yet. I think once J.R. starts shooting better from the three, I don't think he can get a triple-double, but I think he can average around 23 and 10 assists.
Yeah, I think he could.
And with that, he'll win the MVP because these other teams, Harden them, they won't win enough games. They won't win enough games to overtake
If they win, I think they have to win at least 50.
Yes.
And I think at the end of the year, LeBron will end up being the Cavs' leading scorer too. He's 1 point behind Kyrie.
Yeah.
I think LeBron will slowly raise.
So
his
he doesn't
average.
care about
No, I was
scoring.
just gonna-
though.
you took the
It's not-
words
it's
out
not
of my
his
mouth.
I don't think
priority.
he gets you 25 without even trying.
I mean, the man averages.
She's listening to Skip too much. They must go out to
I
lunch
am
every
just
day after
repeating
the show.
what
We've never
LeBron
gone
James
outside.
said. I'm just repeating what he said.
Chris, that's why we call her Miss Petty. She's petty like that.
I'm only repeating what LeBron James
little
said.
passive
You know what?
aggressive.
I
she's
keep it
the
real.
only smart one on this show.
Possible.
You done rubbed off on the Skip. You
Great
petty.
stuff, Chris.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us. Coming up, who is the biggest threat to the Cowboys in the NFC East? Rob Parker is back to debate that next. Mayweather Conor McGregor fight. In an exclusive video for Undisputed, Floyd was asked about it by TMZ yesterday. Let's take a listen.
If you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, I'm trying to find out. Have you ever made $300 million in one night? Have you ever made $100 million in one night? Have you ever made $70 million in one night? So, as far as trying to say that he's the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, I mean, it's okay to just to say it, but it's not true. Never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect.
Well,
I mean, once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
We're joined now by Rob Parker. Rob, welcome back.
what's happening? How's everybody?
Rob, we good.
Wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Did you guys call each other and coordinate your wardrobe here? Is that what happened?
He must have
We
black
even got
on.
Joy in on the
That's
gig.
right.
No, she's not in.
Oh, you got her?
No.
I don't pick out my
She's
clothes.
got no blue going
Lovely
on here.
wardrobe
So
partner.
now I'm up against a tag team.
That's it.
Right? We got Shannon Parker going on here. Right?
No
Blue
way.
No.
No how.
Yeah, here we go. 2-on-1. That's okay.
It's all good, Skip.
Rob, what do you make of Floyd's comments?
This is interesting to me because I think he's still flirting with the idea. He's a businessman. He's into making money. This would make a lot of money because to me, this isn't like the AFL and NFL merging. These are two sports that really aren't the same. So I don't understand. I don't think they are. I really don't. I would say, Skip, that if he's really not about this, stop with the elephant and the grasshopper and all these other
ant.
stories, the ant or whatever, and just come out right there, right now and say, it ain't happening. To say that he didn't know that Conor fought, and that's kind of coy. Oh, did he really fight? I don't know he fought. And then to bring up how much money he's made compared, all he has to say is, just stop it. I'm not fighting him. It ain't happening. No way, no how.
So you want Floyd
Listen to that.
Mayweather to quote you on that, right?
What? That's what you can say, right then and
Everybody
there.
uses
No,
it. Now,
just-
Shannon uses it.
But you know what I mean, Shannon? Just end the speculation. Stop it. He's still flirting with it because he doesn't know what kind of bonanza or how much money maybe could be there.
And plus the fact is that he's done this his entire life. And retirement is hard for people when you've done something your entire life. And he used to getting up and training and preparing for something. Now he just gets up and trains, does some jump rope, maybe spar a little bit, shadow box. He's like, okay, what am I going to do? And if somebody, Pacquiao is, hold on, you mean to tell me I can get right back in tip-top shape, make $150 million, make $300 million? Who wouldn't entertain that? So he'd be foolish not to entertain it. But you know what Floyd Mayweather has never had that Conor McGregor has had? Skip, guess what? The losing press conference. Floyd Mayweather doesn't even know what it's like. Doesn't even know what it's like to lose. He doesn't know what it's like to have to beg the man to take his arm from around your neck. To beg the man not to hit you in your face no more. Floyd Mayweather has never, ever in his 40 years of existence, as a professional fighter, the last 20 years, he turned pro after the Summer Olympics in '96 in Atlanta, Georgia, when he was robbed, I might add, but that's neither here nor there. But that being said, Floyd Mayweather doesn't know what it's like. 5-time world champ, walk to the ring, walk out the ring the same way he came in, undefeated, no scratches on his face. Can Conor McGregor say that?
Conor can say he didn't fight a bunch of Johnny Nobodies on the
there
way
we
out.
go.
That's what he can say. Johnny Nobodies. And my take on this, on what we just saw from TMZ, was Floyd's a little stung by all this. Floyd's a little threatened. Floyd's maybe even a little jealous of the new notoriety, the exploding notoriety of one Conor McGregor. I think on the global scale, Conor has now become bigger than a Floyd who's been out of sight, out of mind.
Yes.
For how long has it been since the
At least like 16, 17 months.
But Skip,
Floyd-
you're poo-pooing a guy being undefeated, and just what you talked about. I don't know how Conor McGregor. I get it. He's the new hotness, and he's fighting, and that's why he's going to get.
The new hotness is UFC to start with. It's just eclipse boxing. It's just, I'm sorry, it's rendered boxing
Well,
a
because
minor
there's
sport.
nobody there in boxing, though. Who's there?
That's what I'm saying.
Right, I
There's
get
nobody
that.
there.
There's nobody there.
As a boxing fan, I grew up a boxer, so did you.
You know it.
I'm clinging to one last hurrah. Floyd and Manny, one more time, and Floyd's going to be 40 and Manny's going to be 38? Really?
No thanks.
Well, I mean, I'll watch it, and I'm into it, and I want to see it, but I want to see this a lot more than I want to see that.
Yeah, but the thing is with boxing is that there are no Americans. There's no American heavyweight. I mean, Deontay Wilder, but he's not a household name. And all the, and people ask, well, where have all the heavyweight fighters gone? They play basketball and they play in the NFL. That's where they've gone.
You know why? Because they saw what happened to Muhammad Ali. Even whether it was boxing induced or not,
right.
His Parkinson's.
Right.
I agree. I think that people look at that. I mean,
And they finally just said, man, the kids coming up, the heavyweight potentials would just say, no, I don't want to inflict that on myself.
But the people that go into boxing now, that was a different era then. That was a really hard life now.
It was.
I mean, the guys that box, I mean, you think about it now. I know football, we're going out there to tackle everybody, but to let a man hit you in your face, that's what's going to happen. Hey, some quarterbacks, they go Sunday, Tom Brady doesn't even get dirty. But that's a different mindset to be a professional fighter, to be a prize fighter. And it's even more so than in the MMA because I can kick you, I can knee you, I can punch you, I can elbow you, I can choke the breath out of you. So, but Skip, it is disrespectful because you're talking about a guy that's at the supreme level of one sport and you're talking about a guy at the supreme level at another sport, and you're saying the guy that's at this sport is going to come and beat the guy at what he does his absolute best. Nobody's saying, as great as Cam Newton is not going and beating an NBA player in a pickup basketball game. As great an athlete as he is.
Okay, but you're missing the point. Boxing is a huge part of MMA, especially the way Conor fights in UFC.
Yes.
Boxing's 80%, maybe 90% for Conor. And he is highly skilled. He's left-handed, but he has a wicked right, too. And he has a lightning left. And the reason I'm being drawn to UFC, even above what's left of boxing, is it's more raw and real.
Yeah.
It's more of a challenge because it is close to bare-knuckle fighting.
I was going to say it's a street fight.
It's a street fight. It's as
That's
close
what
as
it
you can
is.
get. It's a barely organized street fight with a few rules.
But no eye gouging and no kicking in the groin.
And stuff like that. Yeah. But why would Floyd be interested in doing
200, 300 million, 400 million?
To lose, and when I say lose, he's never fought like this. This would be totally different from anything he's ever done.
But no, he got all boxing. All boxing.
Is it just boxing?
Just boxing.
Just boxing.
Okay, because
Now, you'd have to negotiate glove size. Would it be, how big would the gloves be?
Well, the way it works is 147 and below, you fight in 8-ounce gloves. 147.5, you got 10-ounce gloves. So is it going to be a catch weight? Is it going to be 147, 150? Floyd, you remember Floyd, how he beat down Canelo Alvarez at one rat-a-tat-tat. And that point that you just made, I got another point.
Yeah.
Another point that Conor McGregor made is going to be on top of his head because Floyd will look. Skip it. You know what bothers me about Skip, Rob, is that he's
always right.
He dismissed what Floyd is. He's fought nobody. He made him look like nobody.
And the other thing I got to say is, I hear you, Skip, but you got to fight who's in front of you. Tell me who he didn't fight, who was there. Give me the list of who he did not fight.
Canelo was a baby. And Canelo had no idea what was going on in the ring against Floyd. And Floyd did schooling.
Yep, that's what he
took him to school around and around the merry-go-round ring. And it was a mismatch because Canelo was not skilled enough to deal with Floyd. But this guy, Conor McGregor, is highly skilled, and he is a crazy man. And I say that with nothing but positive. This is the baddest man on the planet. There is no way that Floyd could knock him out because he's got an iron jaw to start with. He takes bare-knuckle shots on his jaw from Nate Diaz, and I was at ringside, and I said, that's unbelievable.
Did you flinch when you were watching?
We were in the splatter zone, I can tell you that. And you know Ernestine, and she was getting little red drops on her.
All over?
You remember when they disrespected Muhammad Ali? And Muhammad Ali said, I'm not going to knock him out. I'm going to make him call me by my name. He said, what's my name? That's Mayweather. Conor, what's my name? What? What's my name, Conor?
And
Money.
He doesn't fight like that.
What's my name,
When
Conor?
has he ever done
Money.
that? Tell me
Mr.
the last
Money
person
Mayweather.
he knocked out.
Mr.
You
Money.
have to go back to some unknown guy that he knocked. It's like 12 years ago.
What's his name, Conor? Mr. Money Mayweather.
Oh, please.
What's my name,
Yeah,
Conor?
you know what Conor would be doing? He would be laughing.
Okay.
And he would be lashing back. And Floyd would say, pow, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding.
He's never seen Floyd bleed. Never. With Floyd business,
After he shaves or something, not in the ring.
Yeah.
No, this will be interesting. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
It's a very fun discussion for fans, and obviously because, we have all grown up
Joey's
as
a hater.
boxing fans.
Joey.
No, you know what? I was on the other side of it, but now from watching him, I'm convinced it would be an interesting fight. I don't know how it will come out, but I do think that it would not be a wash.
How much money?
You hear that noise? Beep, beep. That's the Floyd Mayweather hater alert.
I'm being
You
serious.
get two right here.
Rob will be back later in the show. Thanks for joining us, Rob. Coming up, who in the NBA has the best chance to average a triple-double this year? Chris Broussard joins the debate next.